How's it going, guys? This is Third Winter, and this is another episode of the Third Winter podcast. I'm joined here by Andrew. How you doing, buddy? Oh boy, what are you doing?
Hey, what'd you get for your birthday? I got older.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Mr. Muffin.
But I want to die.
That's how you're doing?
Yeah.
How are you doing, Dan?
I'm actually pretty good. I don't want to die, but I'm good.
How's your guys' week, though? Did you guys watch any good movies?
Yeah, I saw Us last Tuesday.
Oh boy, what'd you think?
I thought it was incredible.
Really?
I really enjoyed it.
Are we doing a nice little Us review for...
You already did
I
an
know.
Us review.
We did an Us review, yes.
Yeah.
But,
Had you seen it yet, Dan, when
No.
we made the video?
Mm-mm.
Of course.
I was just running around trying to keep my dog quiet when you made the video.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember
It was
that.
at my house.
In this episode, we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about the Lion King trailer. We're going to talk about Hellboy and how it did. We didn't see it, of course.
No.
And of course, we're going to talk about the title and trailer of Star Wars, and then we're going to go into a little special topic towards the end, so make sure you stay for that. But first off, let's talk about Hellboy. 15% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh.
Let's get your hot take on that, Andrew.
That's pretty awful. I never saw... Was there only one original, or was there two?
There was two.
I didn't see either of them, so I really didn't have any, personal interest in the movie or anything going into it. But,
yeah, me and Dan were gonna go see it.
We were going to go see it.
And
then
we wanted to do a podcast review on it.
Yeah.
But he legit sent me the Rotten Tomato score. It was at 12. Then.
It was at 12 at that point. It's at 15 right now.
Yeah, it's like 63% on
63%.
for the audience
Yeah.
score, and it had a cinema score of C minus. So yeah, and then it made only $12 million.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's less than Waterworld.
we're never gonna get
What?
another Hellboy again.
It's less than Waterworld.
By now, at least.
Probably.
Waterworld's profited by now.
Yeah, and then
Actually, technically, according to the books, Star Wars is still in the hole, but
really,
yeah.
wow,
I heard that somewhere. I don't remember where, so don't check that source, but
Don't
I
check
heard
what
one
I'm
time
saying.
that,
I heard it online.
yeah, I read it online. It was shared by the same aunt who,
Oh, wait. Same ant. I remember you saying something about an ant, so now you need to finish the sentence.
the one who, makes essential oils in her basement.
Oh, she's an
oh.
essential oil type.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't have an aunt like
So
that.
does she believe in aliens?
In ants? Yeah, she does believe in ants.
Wow, I just keep bumping the stand.
Right.
But
Well,
also,
speaking of ants, I watched a video the other day breaking down the science of Ant-Man and Thanos' butt. It wouldn't work.
why not?
So,
His ass is too tight.
basically, no. So, Ant-Man can get in there, and he can wreak a lot of havoc inside Thanos' butt.
So like some internal damage, longevity wise.
So, if you puncture a colon of a human being, you're probably going to die. Because you have so much gut bacteria and stuff that if it gets into your body cavity, you'll get an infection and you'll digest yourself and you'll die.
The thing is, though, he has a suit. Do you think that...
Wait, are you talking about Ant-Man or Thanos?
I'm talking about what happens in a colon. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And so Ant-Man goes in there. Now, Ant-Man and the Pym particles, when they expand back to regular size, only exert about 2.5 newtons of pressure.
Okay.
2.5 psi.
Yeah.
A human colon requires a little over 4 psi to puncture the walls. So if Ant-Man were to try and expand within the colon, he would hit the walls and it would contain him. He would grow to the size of the colon and he wouldn't be able to grow anymore.
Interesting.
Interesting.
What about his head? His ear?
So could he technically go farther, though?
Yeah.
He could go, into the small intestine. If we're assuming that Thanos has the same anatomy as a human.
This is Science with Tyler Andrew.
Theoretically, he can go wherever he wants. The ant suit is capable of slipping in between the atoms of metal plating,
That's true.
so he can go wherever he wants.
So, yeah, so why don't you just go into his heart and then, actually... Or into his head, aim for the head.
Speaking of head,
No head.
No. I mean, he could go up the sinus, give him a really bad sinus infection, and kill him in the long term, I guess.
Oh yeah, he could like coat his arm with a bunch of like bacteria and stuff and just bring it up there.
Just make him sick. They don't even kill him then.
They just make him sick so it's easier to fight him.
That's why Endgame is like 3 hours long.
You ever tried to fight a sick person? It takes a long time. It's a lot easier.
No,
It takes a long time to get him sick, but
the reason
Yeah,
why
it takes a while to get him sick, but once you get him sick, like they're so much easier to fight than healthy kids.
one time I had chicken pox. I went to this kid. I started coughing on him. I beat him up the next day.
No, one time I had chicken pox. I gave it to a kid, and I'm still waiting. But in about 30 years, he's gonna get shingles, and I'm gonna kick his ass.
What is that from?
I get that a lot when I say things, but no, I just said that. That's for me. That's for me.
I love that. Okay, let's get back on. We're basically done with Hellboy, but Shazam's still in the #1 spot. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy about
We
that.
like barely even talked about Hellboy.
I know, but Hellboy is kind of stupid, so why?
I want to
point
point out one thing. Is
Okay.
that, it was a bad idea in the first place because nobody cares.
Weren't you the one that was excited about it?
No, I was not.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't excited about it.
I was kind of excited. I mean,
But also, it failed because there was no human demon sex. That was in the last one. It's not in this one.
wait, there was demon sex in the last?
I think there's demon sex. That's one of the reasons that it didn't work out.
Okay, so yeah, but Shazam's still chugging, and I'm pretty happy about that.
It's good.
Okay, let's talk about the Lion King trailer real quick.
Okay.
We just barely actually watched this before recording.
Yeah.
I want to hear your take on it.
The animation looks really cool,
Yeah.
and I'm half tempted to go see it.
Half tempted. So were you not going to see it before?
No.
What's your philosophy on these Disney remakes?
Okay, yeah, I don't think I've said this on camera before, but I think Disney's a whore for making all these movies.
A whore?
Yeah,
Oof.
totally. They're not. I personally don't think they're doing them for the art of filmmaking. They're doing them to make money, and they're making way too much money with them.
I can actually agree with that
Well,
to a point.
we all grew up on The Lion King, The Beauty and the Beast, and
Right, so
Cinderella.
just watch it again.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. What if the animated version was just at 240p and this one's at 4K? Just the detail.
Well,
I'm not ready to see
what
Mufasa
quality
die in HD.
was animated film in?
Oh, it had to be low because that was 96 that it came out.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, obviously on
694.
DVD, it would have
Yeah.
only been 480p,
Uh-huh.
but that was DVD, so that was VHS. I don't know what quality VHS can carry. Probably not higher than 480p.
Yeah, it's probably around 240, honestly. I'm not exactly sure on that. While Andrew's looking that up, Dan, I want to hear your thoughts real quick.
I think I kind of agree that they are just cash grabbing, and it's actually really smart, but at the same time, it's really shameless and kind of annoying.
Well, yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, it was 480p.
480. Okay. I can agree with, your thoughts first. I didn't love Beauty and the Beast. I actually haven't seen the Cinderella, but I heard it was actually really good. And it has our boy Rob Stark in there. That's our first time we mentioned Game of Thrones in this podcast. We need at least 2 more to fit our quota. But, yeah, it's just trying to relive childhood. They're just trying to bank on those kids that that were us at the time.
Gen Z and millennials.
Yeah, and now they're older, and it's the same thing with Incredibles 2 in a way.
In a way, yes, because
See, but Incredibles 2 was its own story.
It's its own sequel.
That's why I can get behind Incredibles 2, because Incredibles 2 was made for our generation that saw Incredibles as kids, loved it, and wanted to see more because they left it off on a cliffhanger, the original one. So we wanted to see more. But they didn't go back and make a, let's see, it's already 3D, so a live action remake of the original. They made a sequel.
That's true. I can agree. And weren't we talking about movies that are not remakes by Disney? Didn't we have that conversation in editing?
Yeah.
What was it? You said there wasn't any, right?
Right.
Okay. Wasn't there a movie that I found that was? The Brave Little Toaster.
Is that Disney?
Is that Disney?
I will look that up. Actually, look that up, Andrew.
What? But I know there was one. I said Emperor's New Groove, but I actually texted you that like a month after we talked about it. Is it Disney? Oh boy, here we go.
No.
It's not Disney. Damn it.
But you know what? I bet Disney owns those companies.
Who do you think owns Hyperion Pictures?
Disney. Walt Disney.
Wait, no.
Wait. Produced and owned.
It was owned by Fox, right?
Founded by
So now
an
Disney.
American film production company founded by Will Hite, who had previously been the head of motion picture and television produced. Oh no, he
Okay.
used to work for
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney.
That makes sense.
But they've been dormant since 2007.
Anyways, I hate that I'm going to see this because I feel like we're going to get the same exact movie like we did with Beauty and the Beast, and people can say, "Oh, there might have been a song or two that was different, or they didn't add a song or two,
Or certain
or they
scenes were
make
different."
Yeah, they make a certain character gay. Like, I feel like those are very like in the character that they make gay is very. He's not like a big character.
No,
You know what I
Which
mean?
one was that? Cogsworth?
No, it wasn't Cogsworth. It was LeFou.
LeFou, yeah, that's right. But see, like they say they make these things different, but that's not really that
No,
different.
and also it was,
He could have been gay in the
he was
animated.
totally gay in the animated.
No, he wasn't. He had a thing for the Dust Lady.
He's bi.
Wait. LeFou. Wait, who's LeFou?
LeFou is Gaston's little.
Oh, that
man.
little twerp.
Yeah, little twerp.
Oh, no, yeah, he totally could have been gay in the first
See,
one. I was
yeah.
thinking of, what's his name?
Lumiere.
Yeah, Lumiere.
Yeah, it just I don't think they're
Never been to Europe, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce it with a proper accent.
they don't change these enough. But I was like kind of boycotting this movie, and then I watched that last trailer, and I was like, whew, that looks pretty good. And I'm a pretty big cinematography nut, so it's something I always enjoy seeing. Did you guys have anything else you want to talk about with Lion King before we get into our main stuff of Star Wars?
No.
Okay.
I have one thing.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, even in like it's exactly the same in like so many scenes that you see even in the trailer, like exact like almost shot for shot,
Yeah.
and I don't know, that just kind of bugs me.
But that Scar ear twitch.
The Scar ear twitch was cool.
The animation's incredible. That's,
Yeah, Jon Favreau's genius.
No doubt about that.
We will give all the credit in the world. I just, and so was Jungle Book was, I can't remember if it's the same as the other one. It was good. I mean, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. It just seems like they're trying to make money here. And everybody's trying to make money,
Right.
including us. Now we're going to sell out to Disney. They're buying us. We just got the call from Bob Iger. No, we're not big enough for that. Not even close.
that? I've never heard that name in my life.
Bob Iger?
Yeah.
He's the head.
Is he?
Well, Rob Thorne and then Bob Iger is the head of production.
Didn't know.
Okay, Star Wars.
Cool.
The title.
The title's
The Rise
so stupid.
of
I hate the
Skywalker.
title.
Stupid?
Yeah, I think the title is stupid.
What'd you think?
That was fine.
I actually, okay, I think it's kind of dumb, but I like that it's something way different than anything we've gotten other,
Mhm.
It seems like every one of them, they fit the universe. This one just like, what the hell? I think J.J. Abrams is like, you know what, guys? The Last Jedi did suck. And I'm going to just fix everything, okay, guys? Don't even worry.
Like J.J. Abrams is like, I had plans and you ruined everything. I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna ignore it.
Here's the thing. I don't hate The Last Jedi. What do you Andrew, I never have heard you talk about The Last Jedi.
I don't remember it.
You saw it,
What's the
right?
Last
Yeah, I
Jedi?
watched it.
Okay, so it's forgettable for you.
The only thing I remember from that movie is, spoiler alert, when Kylo kills Snoke,
Okay.
and then he and Rey fight back to back against the entire
that moment
all
was
the guards.
pretty dope.
Imperial Guard.
Have you seen the video where she's getting like I think she's
Oh,
like
yeah,
in a headlock with the
And then,
Praetorian guard.
yeah.
And he has both of his lightsaber-esque dagger things.
Blades, yeah.
Yeah. And then like he moves his arm down and the other one just disappears.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Just completely out of plot, just so she can win. Because he could have easily just went like this and just slit her throat or stab her in the gut.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a little graphic. But what did you guys think about the trailer?
For the
It looks
The
interesting.
Rise.
Skywalker?
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool.
I thought it was cool too.
Yeah.
Do you want to actually... Let's pull up that trailer, but mute the remote, and we'll just go shot by shot. So what we're gonna do here, we got this trailer pulled up. We're gonna go shot for shot, just talking about what we see. Of course, we get the Lucasfilm. That always brings a nice warm.
But does it shimmer?
It does shimmer
It does shimmer.
slightly, and no sparkle though.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't green sparkle.
And then of course we get the breathing. It's actually kind of just like how we got the breathing in. Was it the Force Awakens trailer?
We're not going frame by frame.
Well, I just didn't. I didn't want to look at her like.
What planet do you think she's on right here?
Tatooine.
Tatooine.
Yeah.
It definitely could be Tatooine. Yeah.
It could be
looks like-
Jakku too, because
It could be Jakku.
that's where she's from, and I mean that would be kind of poetic in a
It could be
way.
another moon of Endor too.
That's true, because it kind of looks like we might be going back to Endor later in this trailer.
Yeah. Maybe she goes to the wrong one, or she's on like Yavin 3 or something.
Anyways, this first sequence, I think is she training? Because
I don't know.
like, first off, we get Luke Skywalker's
Lightsaber?
and technically Anakin's, but it's broken at the end of The Last Jedi.
Yes.
So is this like a vision of some sorts?
Maybe she went to that planet that one of the planets that has lightsaber crystals, so she could repair it.
She could have. That metal works looking pretty good. She got Gendry over there. But yeah, she's jumping over this ominous spacecraft that everyone thinks it's supposed to mean that, like, it's supposed to be Kylo Ren. You can play it.
She's so beautiful.
She is very beautiful, and she's a really great actress too. I think it's kind of crazy.
Too as well. She's beautiful. She's also a great actress.
Well, like,
yeah, like she has like good qualities aside from just being beautiful.
I wasn't saying
That's what he's saying.
like I was
know,
saying.
I'm fucking with you.
Okay, but like at first thought, I thought this was a Phantom Menace, pod racing.
Well, also, did you see?
it's pod racing.
Oh gosh, did you see? Okay, so there's the trailer for the Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
The trailer for this. That exact word. Every generation has a legend. It's the same wording.
wait, really?
Yes, pull it up as well.
That's interesting. Okay, we got to pull it up in a separate tab. But I thought it was a pod racing. Not gonna lie.
Phantom Menage.
Phantom. Well, no.
What's your favorite Star Wars title?
My favorite title?
Yeah, and what's your least favorite?
Like just the title.
Yes, title. We're not saying movie. Oh wow. Every generation has a legend. Where did you hear that?
I just saw it in an article.
That's cool. I didn't. That's insane.
Every generation has a legend. It says it in the Phantom Menace trailer and in the Rise of Skywalker.
Should we do like a comparison here? What's after that?
Gungans.
I don't even remember. I haven't seen this trailer. It's actually Tatooine with
Tatooine with
it's Padme's ship. I forget what it's called.
I forget what it's called.
I've devoted most of my time to other fandoms.
Oh, maybe it is Tatooine.
I don't know. It kind of looks like Tatooine.
It looks more like-
it actually looks like where they actually were pod racing.
It looks more like Tatooine
with
than
that
it does Jakku.
that mountain. Yeah, Jakku seems more like a
Just-
sand desert rather than the Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
That's interesting. There's two ships. Every journey has a first step.
Let's see if
that
that's also in there.
That I don't think it does.
I don't think it is.
Well, she has her. I mean, this ship's bearing down on her. I think you just passed it already. Whose ship do you think this is? This Christmas. Is it Kylo's? Because it's different than the one in The Last Jedi. Well, we get the glove. Okay, but that trailers are meant to be deceptive.
Yes, true.
So we get his gloves doing this. That could be a completely different shot.
Could
It
be a
doesn't
Knight
even,
of Ren.
like,
Could be, yeah.
look at the color scheme too. It doesn't necessarily look like it could look like he's just in outer space here. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any proof that shot right there is
That's
taking
true.
place in this sequence. And you can see his shirt. It's the same one that he had in The Last Jedi as well. Let's keep moving forward. Well, I never understood that, like how she turns her back away and then she starts running. Like, see, it looks like a TIE. Oh, actually, you know what? It kind of does. It has a TIE fighter body though, so it could just be like
Interceptor.
What's that?
It's a TIE Interceptor.
Wow, is that really what it's called?
That is what it's called.
Yeah, I played enough Star Wars Battlefront to know that. Star Wars Battlefront 2, you gotta learn the names of all of them.
Okay, you guys probably know more Star Wars than I do. I thought I knew a ton.
There's only 3 different types. Like, it's not hard to remember. There's TIE Fighters, TIE Interceptors, and TIE Bombers.
I don't know my ships.
And then there's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, which is also different.
Yeah, and then also Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter.
So
So I don't think that's Kylo Ren necessarily. She does a flip, obviously. Kylo Ren. Oh, okay, we're looking this up now.
He has his own TIE Fighter?
Yeah, he does.
yeah, it's
See, that's not the same one.
close though. It's an interceptor.
Yeah, but it looks a
It is
lot
very
different than
close.
that one. Unless they he gets a new one.
What is this?
That's cool.
BB-8E or something. I can't even remember what it's called.
That is super cool.
But it looks like a different ship. And then she does a nice little flip, you know.
Yeah.
The reference
That's
to the
so cool.
That is a really cool shot. I thought it was a little cheesy at the beginning. And where do you think they're flying into here? Because that kind of looks like
Oh, what's that planet called?
this reminds me of
Ilum.
what?
Ilum is
Edu?
Ilum.
Ilum.
It's one of the planets where they have the lightsaber crystals.
Wait, where'd you get this information from?
I just remember it.
Okay, but how do you know if that's it?
It's just my guess.
To be completely
'Cause
honest,
it's a snow planet.
yeah. To be completely
Then
honest,
it's kind of barren.
it kind of looks like it kind of looks like a Gungan city.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It looks a lot like the Gungans. City.
But it also kind of looks like Edu from Rogue One,
That's
where
true.
they go to save Galen or so.
But that was another planet that they were mining lightsaber crystals on too, wasn't it?
Oh no, that was
Hint.
Isn't that what they were
Jeddah?
doing there?
Yeah,
Jeddah?
I think it was Jeddah.
Gosh, I'm rusty on this. Okay, yeah. Then we get this badass shot of Kylo Ren clotheslining with the saber.
I think
Oh.
that's a Knight of Ren.
Okay, first off, did that like the cross guard on his thing look like it was going right into his crotch? It had to be burning him up. Like, check this out. First of all, he hits him hard,
Ooh.
but like that cross guard's right in the crotch. That's called castration. That's Varys right there.
Ooh,
That's the 3rd time.
I think that's a Knight of Ren. He also has a lightsaber.
But
Like,
why-
go back
Why would he be doing that?
to a Knight of Ren. I don't know. Maybe they
Yeah.
rebelled against him.
Because
So,
it actually kind of looks like a rebel.
or he could, yeah.
It kind of does look. He looks like he has a rebel helmet.
No, but look at this. This is like a hatchet or
Not true.
club of some kind. This is a native species.
They could be. Oh wow. Are we gonna get into the species of Star Wars here?
I don't know the species of Star Wars, but I know that all the humanoids don't use clubs.
Yeah.
they're a little less civilized. Is that what you're trying to say here? But yeah, he takes him out pretty hard. I don't think there's really anything to break down.
That's
in
cool,
this.
though.
It is a cool scene, and it's pretty red. So I'm wondering.
It's also on fire.
Oh, it is on fire. Wow. But it kind of looks like that tint that we got when Starkiller Base blew up the Hosnian system, Hosnian Prime.
Yeah.
Remember when in the Force
That red
Awakens?
twin.
Yeah,
red
when
tint.
when Starkiller Base went off, they kind of had that red thing, and then of course J.J. Abrams giving Ryan Johnson the big old middle finger, and rebuilding that helmet.
Well, also, like, I think that it would make sense because he destroyed it, and then he's like, I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna
Yeah.
kill Snoke and like denounce Kylo.
I mean, it could look cool. My biggest thing is I just hope that this movie enhances The Last Jedi.
Oh yeah.
Because as big as a Star Wars fan I am, it just sucks to know that a movie is so hated.
Yeah.
Even if you don't hate it, just like everybody hates it.
I didn't hate it.
You know.
I hated it the first time. I
Same.
liked it the second time.
But that's my only hope, and I feel like this movie, the trailer looks really good. We can keep going on it, but I feel like it might. We got Poe and Finn there. I hope Finn actually has a good story arc in here. What's that little doohickey?
It's another droid.
A little didgeridoo.
We don't have a name for it yet, but it's a new droid.
I'm calling him the didgeridoo.
Okay.
And then we got Lando and Chewie flying Millennium Falcon. So Lando gets it back.
Ooh.
He hasn't changed his clothes in 30 years.
Yep.
He's still sleazy.
He's still looking good.
Playboy.
Though. Yeah. I feel like. Do you think they brought him back just because Donald Glover was playing him? Like,
no,
they just had to connect the dots.
They have to bring back the whole crew.
Yeah.
So they killed off Han. They killed off Luke.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna kill off Leia.
Okay.
So and then they're gonna kill off.
I
Lando.
wonder. They didn't kill off Leia. Leia happened to die.
Well, they will.
Rest in peace,
Probably.
Carrie Fisher, of course.
Yeah.
But I feel like to take her place, they needed to bring somebody in, from that original trilogy to kind of, I guess, help carry the load of her, and having Luke and Lando there kind of helped with that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he looks fine. I just hope it's not too much of a nostalgic bomb. Is it nostalgic or nostalgic?
Nostalgic.
Nostalgic.
Okay. let's finish.
We got
this
some
out
real
quick.
pod racing here.
Oh, is that pod? Oh no,
No.
there. It looks like a foot chase.
Those are sand
No, those
troopers.
are- those
Not
are
a foot
speeders.
chase. You know what I mean? That looked like Leia's medallion, and then we got this beautiful moment. It looks like it's a They said they're repurposing all her shots.
Mm.
Did you guys hear that?
I heard that.
So they're not, doing any CGI. They're not going to kill her off screen. They're going to just repurpose all old shots with her and write scenes around them, which sounds like a bitch.
That'd be hard.
Yeah, that sounds awful. But
Well, I mean, when everything you do is in front of a green screen, you got a lot of playroom with that.
exactly. And my only issue is I just hope that she just doesn't turn. It kind of sucks. They got put in an impossible situation with her dying.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope there's actually justice to this character, this amazing character,
Absolutely.
because I feel like they're going to have a hard time doing that with, repurposed shots and writing around scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like this next shot where it's that tear that rolls down her eye right there. Whew. That gives me the chills. I don't know about that. What about you guys?
Why does that give you the chills?
I love good acting, and I love Star Wars. And the Star Wars has kind of died inside me the last 2 years because say what you want about Solo.
It sucked.
Okay, you know what? I like Solo enough, and The Last Jedi I liked enough, but Star Wars fans have kind of drove Star Wars into the dirt.
That too.
And so it's just kind of hard to. I sound really stupid saying it's hard to be a Star Wars fan right now.
We're the most oppressed group of people on the internet.
Do you know what I mean? You can't I haven't found enjoyment talking about Star Wars
Either.
until I watched this trailer, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
it kind of awoken. The Force awoken.
Force Awakens.
The Skywalker rised inside me. And then of course we get this last shot, and this is my favorite shot actually. Them standing in front of Death Star wreckage.
It definitely looks like Death Star wreckage.
Yeah, you can see the what do you call that?
Dish.
Satellite dish. But they look like it this actually kind of seems like it took a lot of imagery from Rogue One. Andrew's, putting the mouse around Oscar Isaac's butt.
Mm-hmm. Daddy.
Oh my gosh. But yeah.
His forearms. Choke me.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna get a bunch of BDSM people following us because of that. But yeah, let's finish out this trailer real quick. I don't think there's much left. They get that shot. Looks a little cold there, Ray's sitting there without
That's
a
not
jacket.
the planet from Interstellar that's orbiting the
Yeah, exactly.
black hole.
We're in a. Oh my gosh, Star Wars is real life. And of course, Star Wars: The Rise.
But you also
of
hear
Skywalker.
the cackle of the
Oh yeah,
Emperor.
we get the cackle of the Empire.
the Emperor.
The entire empire.
The Empire.
So this is how democracy is born.
No, this is how democracy dies.
Cackling voices.
With thunderous applause.
With cackling laughter.
With an Oscar-worthy performance by Natalie Portman.
Did she get that?
No.
Okay.
She was awful in those movies.
She was pretty bad
Those 3 movies had probably some of the worst acting I've ever seen.
in Star Wars.
Why are you so beautiful? Maybe it's because I'm so in love with you. Maybe it's because I'm so in love with you.
Oh, Anakin.
Those are direct quotes and the exact pacing of that scene.
Yeah.
He killed younglings?
I don't like
Breaking
sand.
my heart.
What are you doing down there?
Stop messing with the stand.
Okay, let's... What do you guys have any other thoughts on this? Like,
Excited?
are you excited more? What are you... Andrew, you seemed, when I texted you seemed a little...
Yeah, I don't think it'll be great. I've given up on having high hopes on the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should learn, but I love it. Oh, we could
Fanboy.
watch the SNL. No, we're not going to watch that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. I probably will, be wildly disappointed. But, I think this movie's just, a lot of it's going to be like, fuck you, Rian Johnson.
Yeah. You did a terrible job.
That's literally what J.J. Abrams is probably doing here. Okay. I want to talk about our least favorite and our favorite Star Wars movies and what we liked about them,
Okay.
or what we hated about them. Most importantly, because hate always trumps good, right?
Right.
So let's start with you, Andrew. Let's give me your worst Star Wars movie.
My worst?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen, what's it called? Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones in a long time.
Oh, I was gonna say you haven't
never
seen
seen
them. I was like, wow.
No, Phantom of the Menace. Like I always say, alongside with my best friend growing up, we always say that because we say Phantom and then we try to say Phantom of the Opera, but then we say Phantom Menace. So it's Phantom of the Menace. That movie is one of the top 5 movies for changing my life, basically,
Why?
because it was the first Star Wars I saw in theaters,
Oh wow.
and because it came out in '99, so I was 4.
Okay.
And I was hyped about it. I remember the day I got my Darth Maul lightsaber.
That's pretty dope.
So
I remember those kind of days.
that is why I love Star Wars, because I saw that movie.
Yeah.
So definitely not that one, which I know has been highly regarded as the worst. It's between that and
or
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
But I also haven't seen Attack of the Clones in forever.
Mm-hmm.
All I remember of seeing that is being attracted to Natalie Portman in that movie.
Of course.
But so I'd have to say Revenge of the Sith.
Nothing wrong with that.
None of that.
Revenge of the Sith is your least favorite?
Probably.
It's one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites. It was the best out of the trilogy for me.
Yeah, I mean that's just
Well, the reason I don't like it so much is because it had such great potential.
Mm-hmm.
Anakin has a great story.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
But they just did such a terrible job with it.
it's true. It was very poorly executed. The turns really quick. The acting's obviously shitty. Just to put it nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Wow, grammar.
Nicely is correct.
Is it correct?
I don't know if it's correct
It doesn't.
conjugation of
think
nice,
it's
but
fine.
yeah.
What's been great, one of the things that the Star Wars fans have done great about the Clone Wars trilogy is the Clone Wars TV show
Mhm.
was made by fans.
Yeah.
And it was made by people who were really passionate and wanted to make the Clone Wars something that they could love.
The Last Jedi was made by a fan too,
Yes.
and it turned into a Marvel fest.
But again, it's a show, it's made over
Yeah.
a long time, a lot of different people,
Yeah.
and a lot of different directors.
I'm kind of surprised at that one because I feel like although the battle is so utterly planned out and choreographed, it's still dope.
And the third.
Yeah, in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, it's so cool.
Oh no, that's definitely one of the best lightsaber duels of all time.
Oh,
yeah.
Any of those Watch Mojo or whoever
Yeah.
their top 10 lightsaber duels, that's always number 1 or number 2. It's always
Yeah.
in the top 3.
I wouldn't say it's up there for me, but I just think it's dope. And Obi-Wan is my favorite character in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Not even close. No one even comes close. And
Well, freaking what's his name?
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor's amazing.
Yeah, he was the best part of that trilogy, and that's where that one's like, you know how the Phantom Menace is with you. Not necessarily that you love it, but it has a childhood, spot. Because I'm what, you're 23,
Yeah.
so I'm a year younger, so I'm nothing really, But I didn't watch those movies in theaters, but I just remember rewatching Revenge of the Sith at home over and over and over and over.
Same.
And I'd like feel sick or something, and I'd be like laying in my bed, and then I'd hear that movie playing, and I had to get up and go watch it. That's childhood to me, but I get it. A lot of people don't like that one. What about you, Dan? What's your least favorite?
Oh, you know this one. Because I complained about it for like a solid
I think
month.
it's funny that this is your least favorite.
Solo. It was so freaking garbage.
Go on.
So, first of all, I want to say that it was boring. Actually, I also want to say that the first time I saw it, I didn't have great seating. I was
Yeah.
kind of near the front. And it was a real hot theater, and it wasn't a great experience. So I was like, you know what? I didn't like it, but I'll give it a second chance. And I was in the comfort of my own bedroom, just nice and warm, just watching the movie, and I'm just bored to death. It is so boring. Like,
I don't hate it.
the characters are great. The characters are really, really well acted. However, I don't feel like they're the best written.
Yeah, I mean that movie had a lot of issues. I enjoyed it though. Did you watch it?
Solo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I
That's
thought it was pretty good.
fine. Yeah,
It's fine.
So boring. I'm like,
you'd rather watch The Phantom Menace with
oh, I'd rather watch Phantom Menace. Totally. Watch pod racing? Hell yeah.
Dude, that pod racing game for Nintendo 64.
Ow.
Dude, we should get a Nintendo 64.
We should.
I'd play it. We should do just
Actually, there was this thing where somebody made an Unreal Engine version of that.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know what you guys are talking about because I don't game.
Sucks for you, Oakley.
Okay.
Unreal Engine is like one of the biggest physics engines in video games.
Okay.
It's like a modern one.
It's really good.
I feel like you just explained that to me and not to anybody that's listening.
It makes sense.
Anyways, my least favorite is Phantom Menace. I hate that movie. I hate Qui-Gon. I hate
You hate
Jar Jar. I
you
hate
hate Qui-Gon, man?
the only redeemable part of that movie is Obi-Wan, and I feel like he has no real part other than killing Darth Maul. I just feel like that movie is just not good. You just played the worst clips.
What are the worst clips?
Yeah, this video is literally titled "All the Worst Clips."
It's only 3
All right,
minutes
Star Wars
long.
Episode 1: Torture. All the worst clips.
Oh my god!
So we have Jar Jar Binks rescuing Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan,
I will say,
and getting zapped by his own people.
I will say the CGI is easily better than Justice League. And this movie came out in '99.
Jeez.
But it's still just not good, and it's
How
boring.
rude!
I really.
So we got a Stephanie How Rude compilation here.
I would like to point
I don't
out-
remember that being.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's bad. But pod racing.
The acting is so wooden. Pod racing, it's literally the same camera. With pan left to right, pan left to right, pan
But it's
left to right,
pod racing.
pan left to right. Close up of Anakin driving.
Oh yeah, we had
pan left
that
to right.
the Jewish caricature.
Oh my gosh. This.
Big nose, cheap.
Are you an angel?
Oh yeah.
Also, I'd just like to point out that falls in love with that
Yeah.
first.
I'm not adding this the video of this, but
Padme here.
yes.
So this is still Natalie Portman. And she's what? She's like 18, 20 when they filmed this?
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah. When did Leon the Professional come out?
I don't
Because
know.
it was close to there. And then what? Jake Lloyd is
Well, he's a 10-year-old kid.
10 years old.
Yeah.
And then you have Liam Neeson trying with a terrible script. It's not good, this movie. And I hate
But yeah, I just think it's funny how she's like 10 years older than him, basically, right? But then when he grows up, she doesn't really grow up. She gets older like 2 years, and he grows up 10 years.
Yeah.
And then they fall in love.
Puberty, man, hits you hard. Especially when you have those midichlorians, in your
So
blood.
many midichlorians.
Man.
Who wants to go next? Who wants to go with their favorite Star Wars movie? Do you want to go, Dan? We'll
Yeah.
just make it back.
I think my favorite Star Wars movie is probably Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think, oh my gosh, Yoda.
The Yoda puppet.
The Yoda puppet was really bad.
I
And
can't believe
The
we're
Yoda
Phantom
puppet
Menace.
was somehow worse than the CGI Yodas.
the Yoda puppet in the first one, yes, was
yes,
terrible.
but the Yoda puppet in Empire is the best.
Oh yeah.
I love that. And then even the Yoda puppet in The Last Jedi was pretty good. But Rogue One, I want to hear it because this is one of my favorites. It's up there too. I don't like some parts, so it's not my favorite. But I want to hear what you have to say about Rogue One.
It's just actually very Star Wars. It felt very Star Wars. That's one of the things I actually didn't like about Solo. It didn't feel like Star Wars.
Oh, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I will say Rogue One has probably the best third act in Star Wars of
absolutely.
any movie.
Yeah,
Not any
I
movie.
enjoy Rogue One.
Yeah, in Star Wars specifically. But that third act with the Hammerhead Corvette, I love that part. Call him a Hammerhead Corvette, and then freaking runs it in. It's so good. And then the Darth Vader. I remember sitting in the theater, basically having a heart attack.
Yeah.
With that Darth Vader moment.
When it's silent. And then
Gosh, that movie
And then
is so good. Other than it kind of is a little slow at the beginning.
It's a
Like
little
my
slow.
sister's never even made it through it. She's watched half of it and fallen asleep every time she watches that movie.
Wow.
Even though I really liked it, it's probably hovers around that third range for me. Do you have anything else you want to say about?
great characters. It was just really good. Really well acted, really well written.
Makes sense.
A lot of great action.
All right, Dan or Andrew, do you want to go or do you want me to go next?
You can go.
Okay, I feel like I have to pick Empire, but I'm not going to because that's everybody's favorite. I'm going to go with the one that's most personal to me, and that's going to be The Force Awakens.
Really? Why is that the most personal to you?
I mean, I got into Star Wars a little later in the game in high school. I watched it, of course, when I was a kid, but I kind of grew out of it, and then I came back to it, and then, of course, when I was in high school, 15, there wasn't any Star Wars movies. And then when I graduated, you had The Force Awakens coming out. I got my tickets the Tuesday before the premiere, and I just watched it, and I had the most fun I've ever had in a theater, and I probably will ever have, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think me and you have talked about
No,
that.
I agree because I also went to the premiere for The Force Awakens, and it was an incredible experience.
Yeah, it was. I just had so much fun, and yes, I see some of the plot holes, and I guess the mirroring of, A New Hope, Star Wars, and so I can see, the complaints, but I still love every second of that movie. I don't know why I could watch it. I've watched it probably 20 times. I guess that's not a ton compared to some people, but I just had so much fun with it. There's nothing really more to say. It just hit me in the right spot. It was very personal to me, and I still get that joy. And the Star Wars kid inside me amps up, and I get really excited when I see the opening credits of A Force Awakens.
Oh yeah. I actually really like The Force Awakens.
I think it's a really good
Yeah,
movie.
I do too. I think The Force Awakens got me more hyped for a film series than anything else ever has. Just because it was so much fun to watch it. And you could tell what they were trying to do with it was to say... Like, the reason they basically copied and pasted this plot of Star Wars was because they were trying to say, listen, we're going back to our roots. We're not trying to change things and do a bunch of all new stuff. We're going back to where Star Wars came from.
Exactly. And that's
And
what
that's
they
what The Force
needed to
Awakens
do.
was.
They needed to bridge the gap between prequel fans and original trilogy fans, and they needed to bring those together, and that's kind of exactly what The Force Awakens was meant to do. I don't know. I just love it. It's one of those movies. It's not perfect by any means. I wouldn't give it a perfect grade, but I love it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time because of that. I don't know. Now, Andrew. That's supposed to be a drum roll. A very crappy
That was
one.
the slowest drum roll I've ever heard.
I don't even know.
Wait.
Yeah, you're the percussionist here, aren't you? Whip pan with the microphone.
I think
It would be funny if we all went with movies that have come out in the last 5 years.
I think I might have to go with The Force Awakens too, just because.
The experience.
Yeah,
I can agree with you there.
like I think definitely Star Wars and Empire are better,
Yeah.
but in terms of like,
Personnel. Like,
this is the one that I really remember the first time I watched it.
yeah. This was our Star Wars. This is 1977 for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can see what you're saying here. And I think
Yeah,
that's the
because
reason
what was I? I was probably 16, 17, probably about 17 when it came out.
No, you were 19. I was 18.
Really?
I graduated in 15. It came out in 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I was 18.
Yeah.
I just remember because two of my high school teachers were at the theater at the same premiere as me,
Yeah.
dressed up like in robes and everything.
Yeah.
Badass.
I remember the exact shirt I had. I remember the popcorn bucket. I saw the popcorn bucket and the cup. The biggest disappointment was the cup. It was just Phasma.
That smells awesome.
I wanted Kylo Ren.
Is it still over there?
Yeah, it's over there.
It's right over there. The popcorn bucket somewhere else.
This is the one with the Coke can on the side. It says Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, I actually have 2 or 3. No, that's the Last Jedi one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say about The Force Awakens?
I don't think so. But also, I will add that Carrie Fisher in Return of the Jedi was probably one of my first, like,
Crushes?
yeah.
I could see that. I feel like that's everybody, even though you look back at it. It's a little uncomfortable.
Also, like, there's definitely, like, prettier actresses out there.
Yeah. I mean, Carrie Fisher, I think, was a beautiful actress. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really know anything. I just... Carrie Fisher.
She was the right. Yeah, Slave Leia.
Oh, that's all cosplays.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's her. There she is.
I don't know. It just was...
Sounds so misogynist.
Yeah, we're going to cut this out. Okay, I want to move into one last thing before we close with our recommendations for the week. It looks like Ryan Johnson and D&D from Game of Thrones are actually working on the new trilogy together, or actually kind of running the Star Wars going forward. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Because they both had a trilogy lined up, each of them. Mm-hmm. I think Ryan Johnson's kind of getting that trilogy taken away because everybody hates him, and that D&D are actually going Dan Benioff and D.B. Weiss. Dave, I don't remember their names. I know it's Benioff and Weiss, but I think they're going to get their trilogy, and it's probably going to be Old Republic, but I think they're going to have a connected universe here. Do you guys have anything to say about that?
I really hope there's an Old Republic. That would be so cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
Did you guys play the game when...
Mm-hmm.
Knights of the Old Republic, no.
Yeah.
You didn't? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I heard it's pretty good.
It's good. It's a good story.
Gosh. I want to... Do you think they're going to cast any Game of Thrones actors?
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are all going to be popular from now on.
I want Nicola Costa-Waldau and Kit Harington together.
He'd make a good Jedi, wouldn't he?
Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I think you're probably going to get your Lena Headey in there. I mean, I want Kit Harington in there, but I kind of feel like he's going to have that Sean Bean effect where he can only play medieval without taking you out of the movie. You know what I love? Have you guys watched The Martian?
Yeah.
Most of it.
I love the part when they're building their secret plan and Sean Bean brings it up and they're like, what is this? Project Elrond? And it's like a direct joke towards Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And it works for some reason. Okay. I think that's all we have with Star Wars here. Do you guys want to recommend anything before we close this out for the week?
What did I recommend last week?
You did
Chuck.
Chuck and A Ghost Story, who did Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, because we've been watching that.
Yeah. I actually didn't come prepared with this. So
Yeah, I forgot you do that.
I like doing it, you know, because I think there's a lot of movies out there that people haven't seen. I'm actually I'm gonna recommend The Martian. It's a pretty good movie. It's not by any means one of my favorites. I just see it in my sight right now. It's right behind Andrew. But this is a pretty good movie. I think you guys should go check it out if you haven't. It's funny. It has some good humor, and you get a lot of good actors in there. Do you have anything?
Nope.
No recommendations.
Not really.
Just think of anything. Andrew, just
Westworld.
Westworld.
Yes.
I
I think it's one of the most interesting ideas that we've had in a while.
Hmm.
Even
Have
though
you
it's
seen
like
Westworld?
basically like
No.
Jurassic Park, but with
pretty good.
androids. It's cool.
We should do a revisited on Westworld after Game of Thrones is over. I
Absolutely.
wouldn't be opposed to that, and you haven't seen it, so that'd be kind of good.
Yeah.
You have anything?
What's his name? What's that guy's name?
Is it like a comedian, podcaster, or something like
No,
that?
it's
Oh, I've been listening to a couple podcasts. You guys should check out the Nerd Soup podcast. They break down a lot of Game of Thrones stuff, so that's a really good.
anything with Leslie Nielsen. Naked Gun, Airplane. It's all amazing.
Airplane's one of your favorite movies of all time.
I
isn't
love
it?
Airplane. It's definitely one of my favorite
Is
movies.
it in your
ever.
top 5?
Absolutely.
Gosh, we should do a top 5 movies of all time for another podcast episode.
I was thinking about that earlier, actually.
Well, maybe we'll do that next week if there's nothing to talk about. But yeah, guys, that's it from us. This is Third Winter again. SoundCloud, YouTube. What is that? Instagram and Twitter. Again, thank you guys for supporting us, and make sure you let us know what you think of Star Wars and all the things we talked about. This was a little bit of a more laid back podcast style because he's
What are you looking at, Andrew?
Oh, I get why that was there, because I searched Naked Gun, and it was a naked girl with a gun tattoo.